Welcome everyone. Today we're looking at creating a QR code using H5P on WordPress. So this should be Q and R, but this is just another way of writing it, I guess. They're trying to be creative, which is cool, but this is just a QR code, nothing different about it. So what this does right now, if I click on it, something called contact pops up, and it's got a name, organization, title, phone number, email, website, address, and notes. No notes in this case. So that's what it looks like if a computer user clicks on it. But if a user was to scan this with their phone camera and they have their QR code scanner on, if they were to scan it with their phone camera, what would happen is that a prompt will pop up that would say, do you want to add this new contact to your contact list? And if they click on it, it will have all of this information already in the correct contact fields. So we'll have the person's name, organization, title, phone number, email, URL, address. So all those fields will be filled out. All they have to do is hit save, and the new contact is added to their contact list. So this is a very easy way of adding a contact list, a contact to a contact list. It's basically 2 clicks or 3 clicks if you count turning on your camera. So you turn on your camera, you scan, and then you get a prompt. You click on the prompt, and the third thing is you just hit save, and that contact is saved to your list. It is not just contact list, but there are events. You can add H5P content into the QR code. You can add locations. You can add texts, URL, emails, even text messages in the URL. There are many different uses, and we're gonna go through all of the uses for this QR code module. But right now we just look at contact list for a preview, but there are maybe 7 or 8 different types of uses you can utilize this for. All right, let's take a look at how we can create and use QR code using H5P on WordPress. Let's get started creating a QR code using H5P on WordPress. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click on the add new from the H5P content, because we're adding a new activity or a new module, and what you want to find is the QR code module. It's not spelled QR like it should, but starts with a K, QR code. If it's not installed, you can click on get to install it. Once it's installed, you can click on it and you can start creating it. So we'll give it a name. We'll call it KewAr Code. And what we have, the first option here is the type of content you want to put in that QR code. So all the QR code really is just a way that information is coded and served, so that when you point a camera at it or a QR scanner, it can scan through the code and it can get the information. So let's start with contact. So the first thing you can add is contact, and you can only add one thing at a time. You can't add more than one type of content to a QR code. So we'll start with the contact. For example, you can add a code when a user scans, they get a new contact that they can add to their contact list. For example, say this guy's name is John. He works at H5P. Title, he's the owner. Phone number, we'll just give it a fake phone number. email address john@h5p.com. Then you can give it an address. So I'll just call it 123 Cool Street, or actually that's Cool Street, city, I'll just stick with Madison, region, stick with that. Zip code, just give it a random number. I'm just giving random numbers. And country is in the USA. He's also got a website, and that website is HTTPS, and that website is google.com. Note, no notes. So I've got all the contact information here, and then I have behavioral settings. So behavioral settings are the same for all types of content that you add. So the code color, that is the black part of the code, the black squares. White is the background. Don't want to really change them. The only thing you want to change is the maximum size. So right now, if I leave it like this, my QR code will be a full screen. It would just be as big as it could be. If I leave my page full width, it will just take the whole page. So what I want to do is I want to restrict it. I want to have it at 450 pixels. So we add 450 px. Alignment, I want it to align in the center. And then you got the text override. That is basically just changing the text. So instead of address, you can have something else. You can change all of the labels. So these labels can be changed. Or you can change the language here. It's only got 3 languages. So I don't want to change any of the text. I got all of my stuff here. I've added all my contact information. I don't want to display any toolbars. And let's create this and take a look at what it looks like. Okay, so this is my QR code. So what I can do is I can take this QR code, I can take the shortcode for it and put it on a new post. But let's just look at how or what this looks like. So right now it's a QR code. I can click on it and it will show me all of the information. I've got name, organization, title, phone, email, URL, everything we've added. And if you were to scan this QR code with your camera phone and you have the QR code scanner on, this would add a new contact to your phone. So once you scan it, it will show you that there is a new contact. Do you want to add them to your phone? And it will automatically pull all of these things. It will pull their name, organization, title, phone, email, and everything. And if you hit save, this will be added as a contact to your phone. So that's really cool. It's a quick way to give your contact to someone. They can just scan your QR code and then save your contact information. So that's for the contact. For the event, so you can have an event here. You say party. It's an all-day event, or do you want it to start at a certain date? Let's just say start it at a certain date, and let's say 0504 and 0504, and for the time it starts at 1600. It ends at 1800. And the time zone, I don't know what you want to do. Put any time zone. Daylight saving, that'll take that into account. Where will it be? At home. Description, this will be a great party. Again, same information here. So right now we added an event. Let's update and take a look at what this will look like. Great. So for me, I use an iPhone, and if you do scan this with an iPhone, same is with Android. So if I click on this, it'll just give me the information about the event. But if someone was to scan it with their phone, this will be a calendar event. So it will show up as a calendar event that they can just hit save, and this event will be saved to their calendar. It will automatically go to the right time, right date. It will have a description and a title, and it'll automatically be set for the right time to start and end. So this is a great way of giving information about events to people, where people can just scan this QR code and add the event to their calendar. It's literally just scan and then one click to save, and it will be added to their calendar. So that's another great way to use the QR code. Email address. So this is very easy. Just call this john@gmail.com. This is not a real address. We can save it and we can see what that looks like. And all this does is it says email and it gives you the person's email. But if you were to scan it, with your email, if you were to scan it with your camera and you had your QR scanner on, then it will give you a notification to open up the mailing client app that you have on your phone. And if you scan this with your phone, then it will pop up your mailing client or your email client, and it will have this email already in the to field. So you're ready to just start typing your email. So it's a very quick way to get someone to email you. So if you want someone to email you, put this QR code, they scan it, and they send the email. They don't have to worry about getting your email and putting it in the right field. Then you have H5P. So with the H5P, you can add number of different type of contents. Starts with accordion and it goes all the way down to a video. So all this does realistically is it puts a link in the QR code, and once somebody scans it, that link pops up, and when they click on it, it takes them to the page where the activity within it. So for example, say we wanted to add a drag and drop text, a drag text. So I'm not gonna create a new one. So I go back to my H5P content that I've created earlier, and I've got the drag text here. I'll click on edit my drag text, and like I've shown you before, there is an easy way to get. So I've got here a drag text. What you can do is you can click on copy. I'm copying all the content in here. I come back, I've got my drag text module here. I can paste and replace, yes, and I've got the information here now. So what I can do then is just update. And if I click on this now, you'll see something. So if I click on this now, it'll have a link, but you see the end of the link, it has a WordPress admin, and it's got another link after. So this is a link to the back end of my website. So this is a link to this actual page where this QR code is sitting right now. But once I take the shortcode and I put it in a post, this link will change automatically to send that person to that post, and it will show them the activity that we've set. It will show them what we have. So let's try that right now. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it in a new post, but I'm going to open it in a new page. So I want to add a new post. Okay, so we'll add a new post. We'll call this 36 QR code. We're going to add a new block, and this has to be a short code block, and we paste our short code in here. We publish, and view post. So if I click on this now, it will show me a link. If I click on the link, it takes me to this activity. It takes me to the activity. And it opened it in a new window. So what you can do basically is you can take this code, you can put it anywhere. You can just take the image, you can send it to anyone, they scan, and it will take them to this activity here, to this page here. You can even print it out, you can put it on a wall, stick it somewhere on a wall. Someone comes with their phone, they scan it, it will take them to an activity. And this activity, as we saw, this activity can be any type of activity that is available here. So it can really be a lot of things. So you've got audio, fill in the blanks, essays, image hotspots, timelines, true or false, even a Twitter user feed. So there are a lot of things that you can put under that QR code. So other than H5P, you can add a location. So with the location, you can add a longitude and a latitude. So the longitude here, I'll just copy paste. There's nothing else to it. You click update and you will have your QR code with a latitude and a longitude. If you scan this with your phone, if you scan it with your phone camera, it will prompt you to open up your maps or your map app that you have on your phone. And if you open up your map app with your phone, it will take you directly to this location. So if you want to share a location with someone, like a business location or something, you can have it on a QR code. That way they can just scan it and it takes them there on their map app, rather than them having to search it on their maps. So this just saves time and effort. So that's the location. Then you've got the phone number. So a phone number, if you add a phone number, I won't do it, it's too simple. So you add a phone number and then you generate the QR code. So what happens when someone scans it is that a prompt pops up that says, do you want to call this number? So they can just click on that and it will call this number. So it will prompt them to open up their calling app or their phone app. And it will have this number in it already. So they can just click call and then they call the number that you've provided. The SMS is kind of similar to the call, but what it does is that so you can use it for marketing purposes. That's what I thought. I couldn't see any other thing that you can use it for. So what it does is that once you generate this code, let's just generate it really quickly. So it has a phone number and it has a message. So what happens when someone scans this is that it opens their messaging app, their phone messaging app, and it has the phone number already input into the to field. So it's coming to this number, and it's already got the message in the body. For example, if you're selling something and you want people who are interested to contact you, or if you have a service and you want people interested to contact you, you can just have this QR code. People can scan, a prompt will pop up that says, do you want to send this message to this person? If they send that message, this exact message comes to you, or gets sent to you. This is your number. For example, it just says, hello, I'm interested in your product. That way you know that someone is interested in your product and you have their phone number. You can reply and talk to them. Or I need help. This could be for customer service. I need help. So that way you have the person's number when they send you a message, and you have, a line that says I need help, so you know exactly why they scanned that QR code. So that's another cool way to use a QR code. What else? Text is just basic text. Let's just type some text. There's nothing else to do. So you can have a QR code, click on it, it shows you the text, it says it's text, and it shows you the body of the text. If you scan this with your phone, then it will also just show the text. But for example, when I use my iPhone to scan it, it shows the text, and it also says, do you want to search this on Google? So if I click on the prompt that pops up when I scan this QR code, it takes me to Google and it searches whatever is in the body. I don't know what you would use that for. Maybe if you have a large body of text that you can't put in a small area, and you only have a small area, you can have this QR code and people can scan and see the whole text. Could work for ingredients as well. If you're selling food and ingredients, you can have a QR code that has a list of ingredients or history about the thing that you're selling, information. So that's for text. And URL is very straightforward. Basically you put a link in there, and when someone scans that QR code, a prompt pops up that says, do you want to go to this website, which is the website that you put here. So if you put Google here, and update, you see that URL when you click on it. This is not really made for computer users because it's kind of pointless, but it is made for anyone with a QR scanner, smartphones, mobile phones. It does work great with those. And the great thing about this is that it doesn't have to be digitally distributed. So what you can do is you can actually print it out and stick it somewhere. So for example, if you're giving guitar lessons, instead of printing something big and posting it somewhere about what you do and who you are, what kind of lessons you can do, how you can teach people, you can just say guitar lessons and then put that QR code. Somebody scans it and it takes them to your website where it has information about you. It has maybe videos of you playing guitar, showing your skills. So there are a lot of things that you can do with this. So let's just keep it at a party. Let's update it. QR code for a party. So again, to get this on your website, what you need to do is you need to copy the short code and put it in a new post. But since I have already a new post, I'll just go back to it. I'll edit. Right now I actually don't have to edit because that QR code changes. The QR code changes based on what I change in H5P. So if I go back, so you can see I didn't save, I didn't create a new QR code. So if I go back and I click on it now, it is changed to an event. If I was to go back to my H5P and I was to change it from an event to a contact, save it there and come back and refresh this page, click on it, it's changed to contact. So you can create a QR code and then change it in the back end as much as you want. It's not part of an activity, but it's great for getting in contact with people or getting people to specific places or giving them specific information with as little effort as possible for them from their side. Everyone nowadays is used to just turning on their camera and scanning a QR code. You see it more and more often. That's it for creating a QR code. If you have any questions, any comments, any creative ways that you think this can be used for, or anything cool that you've created using this, please put it in the comments below. I'm very interested in seeing creative stuff. Other than that, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.